for the go live.
Right.
We are live, by the way.
We are
now.
live. Yes, we are live.
So we can't be talking about what we was talking about before.
No. Yeah, no. Backroom talk stays in the back room. Whatever's in the back room stays in the back room. Oh my goodness. It's nice to have you back on the air, Nita.
It's only temporary.
Oh no. Well, you said you wanted to like kind of like coast it until January or something, right? When
it's like 6. This. I got this like seasonal depression thing.
Oh,
where it's like this time of year, every fucking year, I'm just like surviving, going to survival mode. And so like if I'm not feeling it, I ain't doing it. Because I already the one thing I am not feeling is Christmas with my extended family, and I have to do that.
Oh,
so
no.
So the shit that this so this shit's
right. So
I love you, Daphne.
I love you too. I missed you.
I miss you. Oh my god, you said it.
That's how long. That's how long
you actually said it. Oh my god.
That's how long it's been.
Oh jeez. Good morning, Rob. I can't stop smiling now. Holy shit.
You know, I'm not good at that, you see.
You're not. You're the worst. It's great. Good morning, everyone. It is December 22nd, 2025, and this is the Ragin 2 The Vlogs.
And it's actually 2 today.
Yeah, sorry. It's just like shit just keeps coming up.
No,
and then this morning I was gonna make something up, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't lie to Daphne."
Well, you know, it's like because I was kind of anticipating it, but it's like I was like going, "Oh, well, you know, maybe she'll come together in January or something." Technically, it's only like what, a week.
Yeah, but I still have to get through New Year's Day and Christmas Day. Or Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Yeah, I don't know. That edible just hit, and I'm losing track of time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's good though. Yeah, these are really good. This is California primo shit here.
Oh no.
Good morning, Joseph. Should we do this?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should.
All right, I have to figure it out again. Oh
right.
My God,
okay.
Daphne, I'm too high. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
You ready?
All right, hit it.
Trigger warning, fuck you.
And fuck you.
And we're back to normal. Kind of, sort of. Oh my goodness. So I see that you have mentioned. So let's go through the roster again. So who's joining us in the chat?
The people that are speaking are Rob and Joseph. Good morning,
okay.
Gentlemen.
That's good. Good morning. And yes, I see you, our beautiful eyeball people watching from regions beyond. If you are following the link from anywhere but YouTube, come on over to YouTube and join the sexy people in the chat. Keep them company. Yeah. And then, and while you're at it, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever any of our shows go live.
Do the things.
I don't know what happened there.
What up, Lou?
Just shut up. Just shut off for a sec. Oh, hey, Lou. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so what's a little housekeeping right now? So actually maybe I should just do the intro first and then do the housekeeping, because oh my goodness, there's a lot going on. So isn't there always though?
There's always the things.
There's always the things.
Oh, good morning, bitches. Hey, baby.
No. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness. So hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I have no idea. I am the artist for the Furry Fantasy Adventure Tall Tales. And are you too
coming? I got it.
And the creator of Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, a medieval fantasy drama you can read online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And if you are following the series on not Facebook, on Kickstarter, I'm currently working on issue 12, and the issue 12 launch page, pre-launch page, is live right now. The link is in the chat. I'm still working on it, so at least by clicking on the notify me button on the pre-launch page, you get notified when the campaign goes live, since I currently don't have a launch date for it just yet, but it's getting closer. Also, you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage art with an archive of 700 plus videos, live streams, tutorials, and all that fun stuff. And it also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network if you're watching us from there. And to tell you more about it, beside me is my co-host, Nita.
So yeah, my name is Nita, and I've been living with clinical depression for 15 years.
Run! She's a ghost and a bitch!
Yeah. And I have a YouTube channel because of a Google account. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Anybody can do it.
It's not that hard, actually. It's just the doing it. It's just the doing it that's difficult, and oh my goodness. But yeah, it's like so much has been happening. So I guess to kind of like segue into what has been happening to me in the last couple of weeks, we are in about just under the last hour for House of Bob, the CT's collection, and also the other sketchbooks that are available on the campaign. Thank you so much for the 70 backers who raised $7,652 on the campaign. We have 51 minutes to go. If you want to pick up the latest sketchbook in the House of Bob collection, along with some other sketchbooks that kind of like round out everything. They're all available on this campaign. And also there are a couple of slots left for any original artwork that you want to get from me. This is pretty much the only time that you can get commissions from me. So you have 51 minutes if you want to get something custom, some custom art for me. So support the campaign. The link is in the chat and in the show notes. And also, big surprise of this campaign. I was actually surprised at how quickly the original art blind bags sold out on this campaign. Yeah, it's like I had the blind bags initially on a level because I wanted to give people a chance to pick up to guarantee that they get one. And then on the last week, I released everything that was left over into the add-on section, and they disappeared like that.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah, it's like, so I'm really happy that everybody was happy with the concept.
Smarter.
Yes, exactly. With who liked the concept of an original art blind bag. I guess it's like, even though it's kind of a mystery thing, you don't know what artwork you're getting. I guess it gives everybody kind of like an entry level way to get original artwork from me, and I think at what I think is a reasonable price, and I'm sure, and because it sold out so quickly, I'm pretty sure everybody agreed. So thank you so much for that. So that's something that I might end up doing more often, in a very limited scope. So I guess it's another reason for you guys to join my mailing list and make sure that you don't miss any of these offerings when I decide to do more art blind bags and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so scan the QR code on the screen so that you can join my mailing list and get all the latest news. And when I do more blind bags or more, different kinds of artwork, you'll guys be the first to know. So so 49 minutes. Like I said, the link is in the chat and in the show notes. Thank you so much, everybody who has supported the campaign. So I think in terms of housekeeping, I think that's kind of it for now. Anything on your end, or you're just coasting?
I'm coasting, man. I got some amazing campaigns still that I'm pushing on my profile. I encourage anybody to follow me on Blue Sky. You can find that in my link tree.
Right.
You can find that somewhere. I don't know. Fuck Jesus, man. Whoa, I am like lit, Daphne.
Oh. Well, at least you're awake.
I am. Okay, yeah, you can find that in my link tree. linktree.com/Nita Lanning.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Or actually, no, it's Creating Chaos now. I forgot I fucking went and branded everything.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, there's that.
All right.
Put it in the fucking chat or show
Oh,
notes,
okay, there you go.
Yeah,
probably you can still.
But yeah, follow me on Blue Sky because I am enjoying the freedom I'm having over there. I can post whatever the fuck I want, at least for now.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure I'll have to move soon.
Right. Yeah, because there's some nonsense going on in the background, but so far from what Grant. I've been noticing, hey Grant, it's so far it's been pretty much okay. In terms of, especially because I follow pretty much all the erotic artists that I follow are on Blue Sky because it's the only place left that they can post.
Right.
Or
well, I'm working on getting approved for my OnlyFans. I had an issue with my identification. I still don't know what it was. I have to re-verify or whatever. Right. But yeah, so there's that. And I'm going to use it just for the art, but yeah, so don't get too excited, people.
Right. No, but that's
except Lorraine. Lorraine, there's a special tier.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I'm completely distracted now. Good grief. well, but the thing is though, it's like, we laugh about OnlyFans, but this was something that we were like thinking about for a while.
For a while, yeah. And it's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna run a fucking free account and I'm gonna use it as a simple blog like a Facebook or whatever. Right. And I don't care. Like, I mean, since I'm not in it for the fucking money, it's like it's just I want to be able to just engage over there and post all the erotic stuffs and
and not have to worry about it.
And not have to worry about a fucking thing.
Right. Yeah. Because for some reason, everybody else has a problem with MasterCard except OnlyFans.
Right.
Oh, and Pornhub, I think, are like the only two places. But then again, I did read that that's because they pay kind of like a porn tax on everything. Like they pay pretty much the MasterCard extorts them for the money. Extorts them for the ability to use MasterCard.
Well, of course.
That's pretty much. Oh my goodness. So that's what it is. And it's like in everybody else, it's like, yeah, so if you can't pay the mafia their cut, you don't get to do anything. So I guess, like OnlyFans is where, and I guess if you're not doing it for the money, you don't have to worry about
No, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the redirect to Kickstarter.
Right.
But I can post whatever the fuck I want. Right. And if you use your tiny URL and decode it, it's like it's not going to show the image that's bringing them to the fucking campaign.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So there's that. Right. And hopefully that will increase sales for a few people.
Right. That would be, that's
because like I said, as much as I like the freedom on Blue Sky, I do have a suspicion since some of the engagement has kind of like slacked back that we're not necessarily being hidden or whatever, but it's not being pushed like it was. Yeah. It's the same old.
Right. Well, yeah.
We've seen it before.
Yeah, exactly. They're just pushing through the shitification of the platform. You
Right,
know, they
right,
get
right.
all the artists on there, all the pornographers on there, build the audience, and then once it's enough, it hits a particular threshold, then they
Right.
start catering to advertisers and right wing assholes, and then we're back to where we started again. You know, and it's like, okay, this is getting tiresome. You know. And yeah, and then the whole thing with
Swing your
MasterCard.
partner round and round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I think that that's in the end. It's like that's also why it's like, you know what? Social media is like, if you can cut it out of your life, do that. Because it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, look, I know that I've felt my brain chemistry change after doing that. It's like that not being on Facebook barely, it's like not being on all these other platforms, going out of my way to not be on platforms and just focusing on my mailing list. And
Right.
especially with the House of Bob campaign, I've just been like posting to my mailing list and my Fur Affinity page. So, especially after what happened this week. So, and it's like, and I haven't seen a difference, although granted, it's like, when I launch Ego Raven, it's like, yeah, it's like, I'm going to go back to, yeah, it's like, I'll post to Blue Sky and, and Facebook and whatnot, like the
Right,
usual groups. But if you just want kind of like a day to day, or like actually it's more like with the mailing list, it's more like a week to week, like, okay, what's the big thing that happened this week, and here's a little newsletter about it.
right.
I've been doing that on my newsletter. It's, if you want to see that, yeah, like I said, it's like, make sure you're on my mailing list so you get that. I mean, it's like, I'm assuming people, are liking it because I post a lot of like artwork that I don't really post anywhere else, and just giving updates. So, now it's just to see how far I can take that, because yeah, it's like social media is just really testing my patience, and I'm honestly tired of fighting, the algorithms and everything. And it's just, actually, you know what it is? I think we give the algorithm way too much credit.
Yeah.
Because it's like what we tend to forget. It's like we like to pretend that the algorithm is just some amorphous zeros and ones that, that I don't know, do whatever it is that they do, and we don't know anything about it. When really a lot of that is just based on people's engagement. Like, I hate to say it, but the algorithm is people. So it's like, so when you're really, when you're talking about fighting the algorithm, you're just really talking about fighting people's habits. And unless you're doing things in a particular way on these platforms, like being really outrageous, or you already have something that like caters to a specific demographic or something like that, it's like people are not going to be as interested. And it's like, it's always going to be that fighting an audience that's not your audience.
Hmm.
And I think that in the end, it's like, that's what the algorithm represents, is that unfortunately, people on most social media they're not really your audience. That's why it always feels like a fight, and it's like, so that goes back to the whole, like, okay, so if you really are part of my audience, you'd be on my mailing list. If you really
Right.
are part of my audience, you'd go to my website, right? And and especially with how well House of Bob did, like, honestly, it's like, I think it's like only $200 short of what the last sketchbook did. So I'm really happy that it has like a consistent audience base for it, especially with what happened this week. Before I kind of get into what I actually want to talk about, but this was just something that was just too crazy that I have to share. So when I started the House of Bob campaign, it made me realize, like, I really should go through my archive, my furry art archive, to put together more sketchbooks, because people have been asking me, it's like, oh, do you have the artwork that you did back then? Because I'd really like to have a collection of your vintage stuff. So I'm vintage now.
Oh gosh.
I'm vintage. So I thought it was a really good idea. So I went to get the archive, only to find that that particular archive that represented 10 years worth of work from about like 1990 to 2000 was gone. It's completely gone. I don't have one stitch of, yeah, exactly. I'm tired of feeling like I spend 90% of my time promoting stuff and 10% actually making the comic book. Yeah, no. I totally.
Nope.
The algorithm is what you make it. The algorithm is the friends. Outrageous, but not porn, right? What was it that somebody had said on House of Bob when we were doing the show, which I still miss, by the way?
Oh, it was Max.
That it's like that people that people like. What was it? There's like people like people like porn. No. They like. Oh, what is it?
They like the horny, but they don't want to feel like perverts or something.
Right.
No,
Something
gosh,
like
what
that.
was he said?
Right.
Yeah, it was Max. I can't remember exactly what he said.
They like horny, but don't make them feel like a pervert.
Right.
And it was just, it was something strange, and that always kind of stuck with me, like that sentiment, but so it's like, so I was looking in the box and I couldn't find this archive for anything. I emptied it out and everything. It's like if it was like before, like, gosh, like even like, I think it's like it's like I either had like really, really early grade school stuff, or I had like more recent artwork, but that 10-year archive was completely gone. And I was like, I have no idea what I did with it. I can't remember the last time I saw it. The only thing that I had was a couple of scans on my computer, but that was from back from 2007. Like, it looked like I had started to do the archive for a digital archive, but stopped. And then I don't remember ever seeing the archive since. So I have no idea where it went. So we're talking about this entire 10-year span completely gone. So I went to Fur Affinity and I posted about it, and I go, look, I'm just looking for any collectors who will allow me to either borrow or just send me scans of stuff to try to rebuild this archive, because I don't have anything. Like, everything was gone. And there was a couple of hits. A couple of people sent me copies of their portfolios, like scans of their portfolios, some portfolios. But the mother load came from one guy.
Oh, wow.
And he was a regular. And he had said, oh, funny that your request had come up because I wanted to talk to you about something. And what had happened was that his father had recently passed, and he was cleaning out all his effects, and it made him think about his collection. And the whole thing about your legacy is at the bottom of a dumpster. And that was exactly the moment that he was having, that he realized that unless he did something now, because nobody in his family appreciated the collection like him. And you know what? We read that article. We did a video, we did a show about that, Memento Mori, talking about the peonies and people who do comic book, collections or whatnot. Grant. No, for real. It's like comic book conventions are like comic book conventions in name only. It is. Like, people act like, oh, what are you doing here? It's like, bitch, I'm a comic book. What do you think I'm here for? You're
like, not here to meet the hobbits?
Right. Yeah, exactly. But it says comic book convention in the title, but we're here to meet the hobbits. Right. So we did a whole show about this, about, it's like people say that no matter what your collection was, your family's not going to appreciate it the way you do, and they're not going to care for it the way you're caring for it. And he kind of like came to that realization. So he asked me, it's like, since I needed the artwork anyway. He goes, well, I couldn't think of anybody to send the artwork to that's the person who made it. So, so it's like, so he says, oh, I can send you my collection. And I go, beautiful. It's like, because there was one particular book I was looking for that I didn't even remember that I did. It was literally like The Erotic Art of Daphne Lage or whatever. And I go, God, if I could have that one book, I can scan everything in it. And I think it might be enough to tide me over. Like doing more sketchbooks or whatnot. So we finally got the book on Saturday. And this thing, like, it blew my goddamn mind as to what was in this box. So, mind you, so this box had, like, this is everything that was in the box.
Holy shit.
And honestly, Nita, I think this is practically everything. And
gosh.
Not only that, but they're in pristine condition.
Holy shit.
Like this is exactly how this shit looked like when I sold it to him in like 98 or something.
Oh my God.
He has every goddamn, well, one, he had the book, right? So of course, for obvious reasons, I cannot open what I'm showing here. So he had this, right? Which in and of itself, he could have just sent me this and it would have been like, okay, I'm good, right? But no, he had this book, which has like pretty much most of my stuff in it. And then, right, he sends me all these portfolios.
Holy shit.
Right. Oh, do you recognize these?
Yes.
So it's like, so he sent me all the portfolios, right? Look at that. The OG Wando, right?
Fuck yes. Hold on. Let me fucking throw you up here.
Right. So these are some so these are from like 95, for fuck's sake. It's like, hold on. What are the years on this? 95. I think most of these portfolios are 95. And it's like, 95. Look, the OG, another OG bondage bomb. I cannot turn this thing around. But it made me remember that the main character, this is, so the whole thing is all commissioned by the same guy of the same character, just with different ladies in it. And that is supposed to be Kimbo the White Lion. I had completely forgotten / blocked out that memory. Just to show you like the crazy commission shit that people would literally pay for. So it's like,
because hers went missing.
No, he couldn't keep it because like I said, it's like he was afraid that if he didn't take care of his collection now, it was only going to end up in a dumpster when he passed. Because it's like he was dealing with his father's passing and cleaning out his house, and he realized that as much as he loved his collection, he needed to do something with it. And like I said, what better than to send the artwork back to me, especially when I needed it, right? So so at least these are the clean ones. so these I can show the back. So this one, no. Right? So this one, right? But there is like artwork in here I completely forgot I did. Like, that's how much artwork is in here. And mind you, Nita, this isn't even counting. There's like about like 100+ prints, also like individual prints that he also has in his collection on top of the portfolios. And it's like, and then he also sent me a portfolios that I didn't know I was even in. Like, I had completely forgotten that I had done a portfolio with Terry Smith. Like, really, it's like, I go, wait, I'm in a portfolio with Terry Smith. I don't remember doing that. So, and then look, Nita, I flipped when I saw this one because it's like this one, I hadn't had the originals for a while. Like this also, the originals for this got lost. And to see the portfolio again, I think it was like the one thing in here that I went, oh my God, just to see it again.
No fucking way.
Yes, fucking way. So this one, this was a portfolio that I did when the X-Files first came out, and I just became completely brain rotted on the show like most people. And I did the X-Furries. Like, I became the X-Furries person, for a little while. And
oh my God.
Right. And it's, at least I know I can show this portfolio.
Yeah, right.
So this is from 1995, right? And it's like, and I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just like this portfolio specifically, I was just like so happy to get back. So now what I just have to do, or I have been doing, since I got these, I started scanning them in, because what I have to do is there's like this gold signature on all the prints. All of the portfolios are like this. And I have to edit that out so I can actually like use these prints. I can reprint them. And then like clean them up a bit, because also it's like, Xerox technology being Xerox technology, I mean, that's just, but I mean, isn't this fucking trippy to see this artwork
wild,
again?
Dude.
Like this is such a time capsule. It's not even funny. Like this thing had me in such a weird headspace. And like I said, and he has them in like literally, it's like pristine condition. This is exactly how I sent it to him, right? So I have this whole pile. So that's just the portfolios. And like I said, it's like there's like these folders full. These are nothing but prints. These are nothing but prints in here, right? And then not only that, but like he has what? You wonder
I want
to
go through them prints.
Oh yeah, no. It's like, is there anything specifically you're looking for?
There's a zebra. There's a
couple of them in there.
Okay.
And so it depends on which zebra, I guess. We would have to go through because I scanned all the prints already. So if you want, after the show, I can show you the scans.
All right.
Right. And then it's like this is Jose's contribution to the fandom. Like he edited his own fanzine at the time. So this is it's like, so pretty much what it is, like, this is like the first time that he like curated his own furry book. And hold on, I got to make sure I can show any of this. And because like he has like, this is what, Malcolm Earl. I keep confusing Malcolm Earl and Shantae Howard. They do like very similar styles. Oh yeah, okay, here, yeah, it's both of them, Malcolm Earl and Shantae Howard. So and it's just like art. He went to the furry artists that he liked, and he goes, yeah, you know what? Let me put together my own fanzine, so that I can. I guess like that was like when he started like really like I don't know, like paying, like kind of like, okay, you know what, let me keep an eye on the artists that I actually like for later. So it's like, yeah, so he had all of these fanzines, right? That he did, right? And then it's like there was a couple of more portfolios too, that of course he had the original. I
had those.
Yeah, right. And then it's like this one I had the digital file for, but it was just kind of nice to see it in the format that it originally was in. And then it's like these portfolios. This is the one that kind of started me on the whole thing. of looking for everything because this is the only portfolio that my mom kept, and she had like some of the prints hanging up. So, but Nita, this particular portfolio, again, I cannot show the back of it, but there is literally like only 3 pieces I recognize in this portfolio. Everything else I do not remember drawing.
It was like Stephen King's cocaine years without the blood.
For real. I mean, that's exactly, how it felt like. And like I said, the prints themselves, I can't really go through, but you guys get the hint. There are these guys out there thinking, man, if only I had 1,000 people who liked my art this much. Look, for real, if I had 999, 999 more people like this, I wouldn't be complaining about everything, but I mean, but that's kind of like the whole idea behind what is it? It's like the 1,000 true fans. All you need is 1,000 true fans spending $100 on you every year, and you're good to go. You're good to go. I swear to God, it's like the difference. Like, look, it's like when I'm still tripping over this. I mean, it's like, because I got this portfolio, this box the day after the whole moving fiasco we went through, and I completely forgot what had happened. It's like I was just so busy going through this, and just my brain just going back to 95. A couple of things that I learned from scanning in, really looking through everything and scanning in. So it seems like my real term in furry fandom started in 94. And it's just kind of funny to see how quickly the type of artwork that I do that I did when I started really changed. There definitely was a period where it looked like I was really cranking out pieces. And I do kind of regret the slop. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was weird. I mean, I was kind of hoping, but I wasn't expecting, and to see it all at once is just crazy, right? And there was a part there was a small moment of time too where I was just cranking out artwork, mostly because it was one guy commissioning all the crazy bondage stuff, so, and he was just asking for so much stuff, and and then it's you could see kind of where I start
just as fast as she could,
right? Yeah, exactly. And then it's and then there was a point where I started to slow down again and really concern myself with the quality of the artwork, and it's just kind of interesting to see that the way the timeline physically changes, and the type of artwork that I was doing and the type of artwork that I ended up kind of going into now. And it's one, I ended up with a real hankering to try to go back to that old style of inking, but a cleaner sense, where it's you have all of the patterns and all the hand done patterns and the textures, but in a cleaner style. But that's really traditional artwork. I wouldn't try that style on digitally. But at the same time, the reason why I inked the way I did back then, which was also evident in Tall Tales, is because color printing was incredibly expensive, and so was buying Zipatone.
Yeah.
So I learned how to just do all these textures by hand, because then I didn't have to buy Zipatone, but I was still able to get I don't know, kind of that layered feeling, to the artwork without having to spend that money on it. And then it's like, and of course, it's like once we really started to transition to color, then it's like my initial color stuff was horrible. Like I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, you would think I was colorblind. And it's like, and it's only like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's only been recently that I think my coloring style, it's not necessarily where I would like it to be, but it's less chaotic. Like my coloring style is very chaotic. Glenn says, I hate to say it, but most of the Kickstarter books I order go on a pile of books that never get read. Well, that's a different that's a different like conversation. The whole like reading books and collecting books are two different hobbies. And and it's kind of like, if you really think about it, comics are the same way. It's like collecting comics and reading comics are two different hobbies. So but like I said, that's like a different conversation that we could dedicate an entire show to. Because because in the end I'm kind of guilty of that myself, right? And and the thing is also that really showed me about this, right? Because on the last show, I was talking about how my hobby is watching Visenia do her hobbies on her Twitch live stream. And what was really funny is that the next day after that show, she was putting together, like she was making a ball jointed doll, like those really posable dolls, and like she was customized. Right. And I go, is there anything she can't do? Like, what the heck? So, so I was like, and then it's like I ended up down a rabbit hole on how to customize ball jointed dolls. And I ended up, and it's like, no, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. And it's like in the whole thing, like there's this really, there's this theory that, well, there's this thing that I came up with when I was talking about it on Monday, that the reason why so many people don't finish their comics is because, unlike novels, in comics, it's very rare that we go through a first draft phase where we actually write out our stories from beginning to ending, and then break it down and then start doing a comic book on it. Where with novels, you can't sell a thing without even having an outline. Like you have to have the entire story at least mapped out before you start on page 1. And Visenia was talking about how that, I guess that was kind of the issue that she had with Celestial Pulse, that I think that she's done like 8 issues so far, and she's currently in the process of rewriting it so she could just finish the book like in a couple of more issues, as opposed to doing like this 30-volume epic that she said that originally the story was supposed to be. And what she had wanted to do was just put out little like comic vignettes or pinups or something based on the characters, like not really do something completely narrative. And I realized that I really liked that idea. That it's like, you know what? I like her characters enough that even if she doesn't finish the comic, if she was just putting out like pinups and little like 1-page comic book stories or whatever with the characters, I'd be completely okay with that. And and that kind of like got me thinking when I got the and when I got these portfolios back and these prints back, it's like, well, it's like, it's like, you know what, it's like, here I am trying to like argue with myself as to like how I'm going to do this Eagle Raven continuity after the main series is done. And then I realized, you know what if I don't? What if it's like I just put out shit afterwards? Like, you have the main story already, that's done, that's complete, right. I'm working towards the last issue, but it's like after that fact, it's like, what would it matter if everything that followed afterwards was either just like a portfolio or an art book, or maybe just like random doodles, or maybe it's like, okay, here's a novel that I ended up, I do have a sequel novel, right? But it's like, like the continuity, like if the characters are interesting enough, I realize that the continuity doesn't seem to matter to me. Right. So the idea that that's kind of what's going on here, that it's like that the artwork was enough for these people to be fans and to have collections like this and to like spend their money on their stuff because my art, they were, you know, like what I did was enough for them to latch onto and be fans of. And it's like, and I'm realizing that that's my deal with Visenia, that it's like, yeah, she doesn't need to finish Celestial Pulse for me to still be a fan. You know, that she could put out pinups and whatever she wants for the rest of her life, you know, and as long as I see these characters, I'm good. You know, and it also kind of reminded me of Greg Williams with Animal Mystic. He was a contemporary of Joe Linsner, and they were doing work together at Sirius and stuff. And you know, and it's like, and he's done like 3 or 4 trade paperbacks already, but I've always wanted to see more, and he's always hinted at that there was more. But at the same time, like, why don't you just put out an art book? You know, just put out an art book and give, you know, it's like, you don't have to give me more comics. You can just give me more artwork and I will gladly pay for that. You know, I mean, it just made me like the whole thing it just made me rethink everything. You know, and so House of Bob, right? So this leads me into, I knew that there was a long way I was going to this part. So House of Bob did really well. And because of that, it's like I'm thinking of doing something a little different going into the new year when it comes to like how I organize, how I present myself online.
Ooh.
Right. And you know, and I was thinking of, you know, there's 3 main things that I felt was important. It was my mailing list. It was how I present the links that lead to things, and my store. I mean, because I think my website, it's as good as it's going to get. Like, there's nothing more that I feel like I need to do to my website. But like the main thing essentially is the store, the mailing list, and how I get people to those 2 places, especially. And it made me think the whole thing about that I've spent so long being cheap and only trying to stick with free levels that I'm kind of wondering whether that's kind of keeping people from coming to my store and my website and my mailing list. Like, it's kind of like, it's the whole thing about being cheap. Like sometimes you have to spend money to make money, but we kind of like, sometimes we justify it by saying it's like, oh, well, I don't know if there's going to be a return on investment, so I'm not going to bother with it. But you see, the problem with that thinking is that you have to do the investment first to find out if there's a return on it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I know that you prefer tiny URL, but I have everything already registered at Bitly. And like, you know, right now I'm using the free version of Bitly.
Bitly was fine for me until it wasn't.
Well, I guess that's with anything, right?
Yes.
You know, but here's also the thing too, that I kind of wonder if it was part of the reason, you know, that it was the reason that we were having problems with Bitly, is that they did an update where if you're using the free version, your link goes to an ad site first. And I didn't notice that until like a couple of months ago, where it's like I would test out links and then it would go to an ad page. And the ad page was always full of those ads that have the giant click here. So, you know, and it goes to someplace else. And it's like, so I'm like going, you know, how many people like did I lose because they wanted to click on my store,
right,
but they ended up with those fake redirects to God knows where. And then it's like,
that's why it's
off,
so worth it. Those things are like 100
right.
and I think the top tier for the one I have for and I do so many fucking links,
right,
is like $179 a
right,
year, and it's like it definitely is worth it,
right, because
for me,
right, yeah, and
I mean, if you
know,
just
like
have
with
one book
Bitly,
or one title, it might not be worth it to you,
right,
but
so with
for me, it's a
Bitly,
needed expense.
yeah, so it's like, so right, yeah, so it's like, and did you notice a difference once you paid for the service?
Yeah, I got a lot more hits, but and it's worth it just to track where everything's coming from.
Right, you know, yeah, so with Bitly, I think like the tier that I felt like would be a better fit for me is like $120 a year. You know, but it's like they take out the advertising. I would be able to customize. Oh,
Michael, thank you,
Michael.
sir.
Thank you, sir. It's like you really are. It's like we need 999 more Michaels. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, so not only that, but I like the idea of being able to customize the URLs. I mean, not the QR codes.
Right.
You could put your own graphic in there or have it in a shape or something like that. Just something a little bit more, you know, and it doesn't say Bitly at the bottom, you know, or something, but just something like, but the main thing is that it would take out the advertising. That's pretty much cop blocking everybody.
Right.
You know, and I'm sitting there going, it's like, you know what? That might actually be worth the $120.
Be careful, because that's where I went wrong with Bitly. I didn't have problems with Bitly until I started paying for Bitly. I was having a problem with redirects coming back as spam because it was showing Kickstarter as a spam site.
Right. Oh, that's yeah, I know. That's
like I was getting flag.
Well, it's like, you know what? It's like I would be using Bitly more for the QR codes.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, you know, so it's like, you know what? I'm willing to kind of like try it out for the year and see if, you know, because like if Facebook still recognizes the Bitly's as spam, it's like, okay, then I know Facebook is a problem. It's Facebook that's the problem, you know, because if I put in the regular link, it works fine. And it's like,
well, if you want to do a test run with Tiny, I can just send you my logins.
Right. No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to confuse myself. You know, I don't want to end up confusing myself with all of these places. So I'd rather just pay the $120 and just try it for the year. And then it's like, you know, kind of like see, you know, so then that leads me to my mailing list, right?
Right.
Which, you know, I mean, I'm using a mailing list called Kit. I forgot what it used to be called. Like Create Kit or something. I forgot what it used to be called. But it's just called Kit now. And, you know, and that's kind of like another thing that it's like, you know, what could I do if I actually paid for the service instead of depending on the free version? Right. And the thing that I liked about Kit is their automations, where it's like I could set up an automation where it's like, depending on where somebody signs in from, like signs up for the mailing list, that it'll automatically tag them with, like, I say, oh, you came from the Eagle Raven site, you came from the Tall Tales site, you came from, you know, or whatever, you know, it's like you came from the YouTube or something, right? But the way, because I'm on the free version, it only allows me to do like, I think like 5 automations, which covers Eagle Raven, Tall Tales, my main website. And it's like I kind of used everything already very quickly. And there are just other things that I would like to be able to do as well. Like sometimes like there's automations where it'll send like automatic reminders if there's like, maybe if there's a Kickstarter. So instead of like me sending out like kind of like in between emails, like little reminder emails or something. So I don't know. So the only thing though is that I think Kit has the most expensive yearly fee for this. And it's like almost like $400. But also the thing, yeah, but again, it's like I don't know what the return on an investment is unless I actually do the investment first.
Right.
And that's also something that I'm thinking. It's like, maybe I should just pay for the $400. Now, granted, paying this money means that I have to make an effort to utilize it. So I can't just pay the $400 and then coast for the year. It's like, I guess it didn't work. It's like I actually have to utilize what I'm paying for me to know whether I'm paying for it is worth it.
Right.
What am I getting, right? So that's also another thing that I'm thinking of paying for the year to see if, like, is it worth it for me to pay that much money? I mean, like I said, it's like I'm so used to just doing all the free versions of everything, but there just comes a point where it's like, am I just hamstringing myself? But here's the most important thing. ConvertKit. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Always count on Melissa. But this is the most important thing, right? So my store right now, if you own a Square Reader, you get a store for free online. And that's what I've been using. But the problem is that I find their interface very clunky, especially ever since they got bought up by Weebly or something. Like I don't.
Oh yeah,
so there's a little bit of confusion every time I go to log in, right? And then the biggest thing that I don't like is that it doesn't allow me to do digital offerings, or at least not in a way that's convenient. They said that, oh yeah, we can do digital, you can sell digital downloads, but you have to send the links out manually. And I go, that's not how people shop. Nobody's going to buy a digital download and then have to wait for you to get back to them with the link. It has to be something where they buy it and the link automatically comes to them and they download their shit and call it a day, right?
Right.
And I was just feeling like that this website was just putting a little bit too much friction between the consumer and what they're purchasing. And their pricing and to go up a level, to actually start paying for it didn't make any sense, because if you don't offer digital downloads the way I need it, me paying for it isn't going to improve anything.
Right.
So I was looking at Shopify. Yeah, right. They should be taken directly. Yeah, exactly. So you shouldn't have to wait for me to get the email that someone bought it and, So I was looking at Shopify and I was really, really hesitant because it is expensive. Again, it's like $300 and something for the year, right? And plus they take a cut, but everybody who is also a payment processor, deals with payment processors, they do that already. So it's not that big of a deal. So, but Shopify can do actual digital downloads. And, and I was talking to Jose about this and I go, look, as much as we kind of like the idea of going back to doing conventions and stuff, that's not something that I really see us doing in the near future or in the far future. It's not something that
it's too damn people-y.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, it's just way too much. Like the return on investment on that is just, I don't see us doing that in any serious capacity or in any meaningful capacity. So it's like, so what we need to do is we need to figure out, how do we sell our stuff outside of Kickstarter? And especially when digital downloads are such a big, I accidentally destroyed Jose's site trying to put in WooCommerce, so I'll pass on that. That's why I'm looking just on Shopify. I was trying to install WooCommerce on Jose's website on the Oswald Chronicles, and it completely deleted the website, and it was just like, nah, okay. I need something a little bit more automatic that I don't have to like play around with it too much. Like like it's kind of like that thing where I think I'm willing to pay the money to be on a platform that's easy for me to maintain, and not have to worry about integrating it too much into my website, because in the end, it's like most of the time, oh, hold on. 4 seconds to 1.
Done.
Yeah, we made it.
Perfect time.
Just made it. Happy New Year. So thank you so much, everybody who pledged to House of Bob, the CTs, and the other furry pinup collections, who bought their commissions, who ordered commissions, got the blind bags, the whole thing. Thank you so much. The 71 backers, we raised a total of $7,683 to bring this project to life. So thank you so much. So that's it. So now it's like I just have to start, like I have to double check the files and go through everything. Usually lately in the last couple of campaigns, I've been waiting a week before I did that because I was waiting for, like, there's always people who, like, their credit cards don't go through or something. So I'm going to, like, wait a week, let all of that clear up so that I know for sure, like, how much I need to order, because the fulfillment numbers change depending on who drops and everything. So, but in the end, you know what? Thank you so much, everybody. Another campaign in the can. And especially with this mother load of furry artwork that I just got, expect even more sketchbooks in the near future. So thank you so much again, everybody. But so now I have, so yes, we did well on the campaign. So now I'm thinking, say, okay, where can I kind of like, so back to Shopify, right? So to tell you the truth, House of Bob was part of the things that I was thinking about with Shopify. How do I continue, like, sell the sketchbooks?
Put some paper jack on it.
Sell the sketchbook.
Sorry.
Well, that would sell the books too. Just putting pepper jack on it, I'm sure.
Because white women love cheese.
Right, exactly. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, can you sell physical items on OnlyFans?
I have no idea yet. I have yet to explore, like, the workings of the site. I'm just trying to get valid or verified.
Right. Okay. Because that's something, because that's something I'm willing to experiment. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. And that I'm willing to experiment with you. If we could sell sketchbooks directly on OnlyFans.
Oh, that would be crazy.
So, just something to think about. Oh, also, if we could do live streams on OnlyFans, maybe we can bring back House of Bob. Ooh, this has a lot of potential. And be doing, live streams like we used to do before, where I would be coloring up something dirty on the screen, except now we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right.
Something to think about.
And we don't have to worry about the comments in the chat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. So it's like, so, people, so the guys who want
it out.
Right. Exactly.
Sound effects and everything.
Yes. So let's put a pin in that. So let's put a pin in that idea. Because, so let's
macaroni and cheese sounds.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but let's put a pin in that,
All right.
So Shopify, right? Because the only reason I'm thinking about that is because I'm not sure, like, because every platform has this thing, like, oh, we don't allow adult artwork or adult work on our platform. But I've seen so many people get away with shit that it's like, I kind of, it's like, I kind of wonder, like, how serious that is. But then again, like, there are people doing dirty shit on Patreon, but I got busted for it, so I don't know. I guess it just depends on who has a stick up their ass at that moment.
That's it. And you know what? Push come to shove, dude.
Yeah.
We can do the Pornhub.
Well, it's like, I would think that we would have more control on OnlyFans.
Well, for now, yeah.
Yeah, because it's more like a Patreon, because it's kind of like an adult Patreon, and I think that would work better for what we're doing.
True.
So we'll see. Well, like I said, we'll put a pin in it and see what happens. Like what the lay of the land is. But Shopify, right? So Shopify again is around like $3 something, closer to $400 a year, right? But but again, it's like I could offer up, the main thing is I could offer up digital downloads. Like on any one of my campaigns, especially recently, half the pledges are digital downloads. So it's like, am I missing out on sales because I can't offer that on my own website in between campaigns? And and look, and how many people are not even like, they're just skipping buying stuff because they don't want to deal with Kickstarter, but they'll buy from Shopify, right? So so that's the thing. So it's like, I mean, granted, that one would be the most time consuming, because I would have to like really photograph everything and really present the Shopify store in a very particular way, and to get everything on there, just kind of like to set up all my items onto Shopify. But also it's like, and they deal with VAT taxes and duties and shit like that. So I guess like people can pay for that without having to worry about whether they're going to get dinged with that. Or like, I think that it might be better for like internationals, I guess, on a certain, like, I'm not like, it just seems like, what, this is probably something that really might be worth it for me to spend an annual fee on. If it means kind of like making it easier for people to buy what they want without having to wait for a Kickstarter.
Right.
Because also the thing with Kickstarter too, the main source of friction, right, with Kickstarter is that you don't get anything immediately. Like, not only do you have to wait for like the time of the Kickstarter to complete, but also you have to wait like a couple of more months to even get the thing you ordered, right? But if you go to, say, my Shopify store, where everything is available right now, and pretty much everything will get shipped out in a couple of days, like, yeah, it's like, what people am I missing out on because I'm not really offering that? So is that so the question is that information worth $400? Which in the end, like, that's really what I'm talking about. It's like, for everything that we talk about, and what, like, how I'm trying to maneuver this selling comics space, right, is that at what point do we get to the when do we get to the point where we cannot be cheap about this, where it's like, just pay the fucking $400 and do it right, instead of like flopping around like a fish out of water just because it's free. And that's the thing that it's like, that's been really kind of like bugging me. Like, it's like, okay, it's like, I'm at a point where it's like, it's time to pay for shit. because it'll, it's like, because I might be holding myself back being cheap. And there was something the other day that I read. It had nothing to do with comics, but it was about, it's like, about these companies where it's like they just cut and cut and cut, and it's like, like they cut, there's skeleton crews, and they cut on supplies. Like, they try to run as, like, this is beyond being efficient. This is just like they're trying to be as cheap as possible running a business. And the funniest thing is, like, if you can't afford to run your business properly, why are you in business? Right. And even though I don't consider this a business when I do a business, because certainly my accountant doesn't, um, me being cheap might actually be harming my hobby.
You gotta spend the monies to make the monies.
Exactly. And it's like, there was this other time where we were talking about like everybody loves to have merch of their stuff. Like, oh, let me make this, let me make that, let me make the other thing. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, you're spending $5,000 to make, I don't know, a figure or a plush animal or something, that you have to commit to like 500 pieces or 1,000 pieces or whatever. And you have to spend all that money all at once when you don't have the audience to justify, the expenditure, like, how do you justify buying 500 of a thing when your Kickstarter barely has 50 physical backers? So it's like, that's kind of like, what I think about when I think about, oh, you're being, it's like you're putting investments in the wrong places, so that's why it's like I wanted to kind of like, okay, where would I really need to, if I had to spend the money, if I am going to spend this money, thanks to House of Bob, I'm going to have this money that I can like do this year-long experiment with to find out whether this is what's stopping me. Me being cheap is stopping me from being able to sell my stuff.
Buy the tools and do the science.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like I'm complaining about not being able to fix my house when I refuse to buy a hammer.
There's a cat fight in my living room.
Well, one way or another, the cats are going to get attention. So that's kind of like how I'm feeling. So it's like, okay, so we're talking about like Bitly's the least expensive. And, but at the same, in the end, it's also the easiest problem to solve. The real question is investing in my mailing list and investing in a Shopify store. It's like, will these two things make a difference? And then also the thing with Shopify too, that I was like watching a lot of videos about, because also you have to be careful with going down the rabbit holes, because research is not doing. It's like you can do the research on the thing, but until you actually do it, you don't know anything about the thing. So the thing also with Shopify is that they have a partner that does like dropship merchandising, kind of like Redbubble, where you can do customized products with your own artwork on it. And then it hooks up with Shopify. And like, say, I wanted to experiment with t-shirts, right? I can, go to this partner site, make a t-shirt, link it to my Shopify store, and have it offered on my Shopify store as a product. And I don't have to worry about inventory. I don't have to worry about, whatever, and if people wanted to buy a shirt, they could just buy a shirt, and I could test out what kind of merchandise works or don't work without having to invest. But because I'm investing in Shopify, I have access to this possibility. So what am I really buying with Shopify, right? Like, yeah, $400, sounds like a lot of money, but what do I have also have access to for this $400?
Right.
So yeah, so that's kind of like, so that's kind of like the position that I'm in now, where it's like, okay, continue to be cheap and kind of assuming that people don't want my stuff, or do I pay to streamline the process to make it easier for people to actually buy my stuff instead of like constantly depending on Kickstarter, so yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm at right now. And I mean, and the thing is though, like Bitly. Oh, and there's also another thing too. I have been like cleaning out all my subscriptions, like getting subscriptions that I don't want. And the ones that I do, what I've been like really trying to do is seeing how many subscriptions will allow me to transfer to a yearly model. Instead of like paying monthly.
Everything wants monthly now.
Yeah,
everything.
But what I've also noticed is that I think a lot of these companies are also like want to encourage you to buy a year in advance, because like Epidemic Sound, right? They charge like $20 a month, which I've been getting for the past couple of years because I like the idea of having access to their music library, which allows me to have music on my YouTube channel without getting dinged for copyright all the time, right? So I find it a useful service, having Epidemic Sound useful, especially when I do like trailers and stuff for my Kickstarters. And what I noticed is that if I buy the year in advance, the monthly breakdown goes down to $14. And I go, okay, so if I just pay in advance, a year in advance, it's actually less expensive. I actually save money by doing that than sticking with the monthly plan. So that's what I did. So it's like, okay, I'd rather save that money. If Epidemic Sound is a platform that I feel is valuable to me, then I should pay the yearly fee and get the discount, which is what I did. Oh, hey, Char. So that's what I did. And now I'm looking at everything else, because then that way I don't have a monthly charge on my cards for that. Right. I'm trying to like, because I think that if I keep everything yearly, I end up with a better control of what goes on my cards than if I have all these little monthly charges. And I'd rather just worry about it once a year. So, so that's, so that made me, so all these other places, Shopify, Bitly, Kit, I would do the yearly. Because if I do the yearly, they give me a discount. So, so it's like, okay, this might be worth it. But again, I don't know until I actually spend the money to do it. But again, also, I have to actually utilize it. So that's kind of, because I think it's very easy for us to fall on the trap to pay for something and then just let it fall to the wayside. But I think like in this case, I really have to plan what I'm doing to make this money worth it. Like with Shopify, I can't just pay $400 and then wait 6 months before I actually start noodling with the website. Like that's not a good use of the money. I mean, also because like one more thing, kind of like not related to this, but it's kind of like the same thing. So, the whole thing with Windows 11, right? That Microsoft is trying to force everybody to upgrade their computers when there's no need to, really. And the main way they're doing that is that they're removing so my computer is incompatible with Windows 11. So I can't upgrade it via just upgrading it. They want me to buy a whole new computer. Problem is, there's nothing wrong with my computer. Right? There's nothing wrong with it.
And we ain't talking cheap towers.
Right, exactly. And I'm not spending, $4,000 to buy a system just because Microsoft wants to extort everybody for some reason. Because we have to create constant shareholder value. So, so the main thing, so I was able to sign up to get like Windows, I guess like protection, from Microsoft for one more year, because the main thing they're taking away from Windows 10 to force everybody to move to Windows 11 is their, I think I forgot what it was called, like Defender. Microsoft Defender, which is their antivirus, right? So what they're literally saying is that we're just going to stop protecting your computer for no reason whatsoever to force you to buy Windows 11 or at least to buy a Windows 11 compatible machine. Right? So, like I said, there's nothing wrong with my computer. Yeah, they'll never take me alive. So I'm thinking, okay, how do I get around this? Right? And it's like, okay, if the whole point is that they're going to make my computer vulnerable, then in the end, okay, what do I have to do? I have to buy some kind of security program for my computer then. And I was looking into Norton 360. And I think like Norton is like that, like Norton 360 is like $40 a year. Like the basic version is $30 a year, but if you get like Norton 360 with their constant updates or whatever, you get, it's like $50 a year. You know, and it's like, okay, which is more cost effective? Buying a $4,000 machine to replace a $2,000 machine that still works, or do I just pay $50 a year to have Norton protect my computer and then just keep it moving? Right? I mean, in the end, I think that decision made itself. Luckily, I don't have to worry about it until next year, because I think the Microsoft thing that I signed up for, it expires in October. So in October, or probably in August, just to get ahead of it, it's like I'll buy Norton for the year just to have it protecting my machine so that I don't have to worry about upgrading to Windows 11.
Right.
You know, because at least that way, if I'm going to spend money on having to buy a new computer, I'm just going to buy a laptop, you know, and just like something portable. But even then, I don't need a laptop anymore, technically, because the only time I was concerned about portability was because when I would go to Florida, I would need it to still work. But I didn't have a laptop anymore. But now that my mother's moving back to New York, I don't really need a laptop. And after spending the $600 on my Wacom Moving, which is, you know, which, I mean, I swear by this thing, you know, it's like, I've been working on Eagle Raven exclusively on this since I got it, because it's like, you know what I really love? I love being able to just work in bed, you know, to just set up, prop up the pillows, just have this thing on my lap and just working, you know, no keyboard, no nothing. It's just, you know, I'm just inking, I'm working. It's just like, it just feels so nice not being like tethered to my computer, you know.
You're killing me.
Oh my God.
You're killing me.
Can't take you anywhere.
No. I mean, you're like using like all these like terms, like you're like laid up in bed and it's just so relaxing and tethered. Jesus, Daphne.
But I'm working on my Wacom, you see. I swear to God, I will fucking plot if this whole OnlyFans things works. I swear to fucking God. Like, if we bring back like House of Bob to OnlyFans, you know, and it's just like it you know, there comes a point where it stops being funny at that point, you know. It's like, you know,
it starts getting real.
You know, so it's like, I swear to God, because if we could sell shit, if we could sell the sketchbooks, if we could do House of Bob on there, so I could actually do dirty art live streams,
that would be so great.
We could go back to that. I mean, you know, yeah, that I will absolutely, I would be like, holy shit, this is. But you know, but the thing is though, it's like, I think the whole point though is that sometimes you do have to create, you have to be a little creative in how to maneuver this timeline that we're in.
Right.
You know, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, you know, I mean, if that's what it takes for us to be able to sell House of Bob, to sell, ethereal red, I think, what is
the red label books,
the red label books, to be able to sell like
hell, some of the blue label books.
Well, yeah, I know, really. I mean, there comes a point where I get confused.
Full penetration on the interiors.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
It's the difference between Cinemax and right, and whatever Showtime and whatever other channels. So yeah, it's like so that's my idea. So that's my plan. It's not even an idea. It's like something that I'm going. Once I get the money from Kickstarter, these are plans I'm going to implement. I'm going to pay for Bitly. I'm going to pay for Kit. I'm going to pay for Shopify, and we're going to see what happens in the next year, in the coming year, to see whether it makes a difference, whether there truly is a return on investment or not. And I think by that point, because it's like, I don't know, I just have a hard time thinking that if I really do make a serious go of these 3 platforms, that there should be a return somewhere.
Right.
I mean, it's like, look, just Bitly, paying for Bitly to not put advertising in front of my links, I think is just worth it in and of itself.
Right.
But the other things, if I'm able to just sell books and digital files without having to worry about it. Yeah. Pay to play time. Yeah, exactly. There just comes a point where you can't be cheap. It's like, you know what? If you're serious about what you're doing, you have to be able to put your money where your mouth is. And that's the thing. And it's like, and if you're doing this and oh, I can't afford it. There comes a point where you have to question why you're even doing this. Why are you running why do you want to run a business when you can't afford the minimum to run your business? And like I said, I don't think I'm running. It's like, I don't consider what I'm doing a business, but there's still a push forward I want to make.
Right.
So yeah, so that's what's going on. So did the California stuff carry you through the way?
It did. It did. It's amazing. You want to see something awesome?
What happened?
Look at that baby's first Christmas.
Oh!
Look at this little asshole.
Right.
He can't even pose and take a pretty picture. He's turned into a dick. He's
he looks like a little diva
teenage
in
boy.
This one.
Well, he is.
Right, but that's what cats are in general.
I love him so much, and he's so mean to me.
Well, I mean, is he the type that did you put up your Christmas tree?
Oh yeah. And the bottom third is undecorated.
Oh, so you had to do that.
No, he did that. We set it up.
Did that.
It's decorated. Yeah, he undecorated it for us. But he hasn't climbed in it, and neither has Gremlin this year, which is odd because usually Gremlin likes to perch in the tree. In fact, there's a hole in the fucking artificial tree because of Gremlin's ass sitting there for the past 3 years.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just this little patch that you can't fluff back out.
Right. I saw a video of a guy who, I guess he bought a Christmas tree that's actually a cat tree in the center.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that it's a cat tree that has, I guess, cat safe branches that you can actually take out. Like during the rest of the year, you can have the branches put away, so it just looks like a regular cat tree. And then for Christmas, you could put the branches on
branches in. Oh,
and
wow!
It'll be an actual Christmas tree.
Oh wow!
So you see, so Melissa knows about it. Yeah, the Christmas tree, cat tree. And that way the center is kind of like the safe area where the cat can. Although if your cat likes stuff that's shiny and dangling, and like I wouldn't know if it would be safe to put lights on it though. Like I don't know if that was something that would be something I would do.
I was worried about that with him.
Right.
Like that was the one thing I was afraid of, but he hasn't chewed on any cords. He hasn't fucked with the lights at all. But the ornaments, nope, he could not. If he could reach it standing up on his hind legs, he was getting that fucker off the tree.
Oh, right. And he's just like knocking shit off. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. And hiding it.
Oh, of course, on top of everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, so what? Like under the sofa is all the ornaments all piled together?
Under the sofa, but it's weird because anything that he took off that wasn't a shiny blue ball,
right?
He left there. The shiny blue balls, he took them and hid them in my room. Like,
well then. I guess as long as he's not breaking anything, I guess.
No. Well, I don't have glass because up until we got Gremlin, the kids were still kind of small.
Oh, that's true.
So I've always I've got my grandmother's heirloom stuff, but I've never put that on the tree.
Right. You know what it is? You get one of those little metallic Christmas trees with the little hooks on it, and then you hang it there, and then you put on a shelf. And
fuck tinsel. Tinsel and Easter grass are not allowed in my house ever.
Right. Yeah. Or as Lorraine likes to call them, foreign bodies. No foreign bodies.
I've already had a Capri Sun straw wrapper cost me $1,400.
Right? Yeah, I know. It's rough.
Yeah.
The littlest things. They say that's money you don't want to spend. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So I just remembered that this week is Christmas week. We don't really do anything here. Thanksgiving is usually the day that we do stuff because Jose's birthday falls around that. So with Christmas we really don't do anything. I think until my mother comes home we don't really do anything for Christmas. But so I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. We're still gonna be here the 29th, so we can worry about New Year's then.
Maybe. So, yeah. I have to survive Christmas Eve first.
Well, that's true, right? So I wish everybody a very happy holidays, a very Merry Christmas, a very Merry whatever it is that you're doing or not doing. No eating tinsel. So yeah, probably most likely I'll see if I can do a draw stream on Christmas Eve, depending on what's going on. So, just to see. So any final words, Nita, about what's going on?
The California weed. Nope.
Right. Okay. And I guess it's better. It's better than the New York stuff, I guess.
Dude.
It's just a special sauce.
The motherfuckers. It's no wonder that West Coast crazy. This is shit fucking lit.
Oh my goodness. So there you go. So West Side, everybody. Oh my goodness. So
it must be the California sun. Because I'm getting local grown.
Right.
And it's like not local for me. Local
well obviously.
But yeah, like anyway, right. It's fucking greatness.
What does local grown mean in this context?
It's grown in California. It's like right there, and it's domestic. A woman farm. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And there's another brand out there that I really like. If any of you guys like ever partake, the Felon in the Herb. Yeah, check that out.
Oh, that's a promising name.
It is actually. Merry everything. Yes. Right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So, Merry Crimbus, everybody. Merry Crimbus. Oh my goodness. So, if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and all my stuff and whatever it is that I happen to be doing at the moment, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can read Eagle Raven, Air the First Unicorn for free. And remember that Eagle Raven issue 12 is on pre-launch right now on Kickstarter. Link is in the chat and in the show notes. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. It's TAILSonline.com. And you can read the entire archive of over like 1,000+ pages there. Keep you busy. So when you're at the Christmas party and you're hiding in a corner, you can read Tall Tales for the entire time. And of course, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. Where you can keep up to date with all of my new artwork, sketchbooks, comics, Kickstarters, and whatever like nonsense I have just going on. So yeah, and when you sign up, click on the QR code or sign up at the websites, and you will get a free PDF comics bundle just for joining. So you get to enjoy Eagle Raven, Tall Tales, and the Oswald Chronicles for free just for signing up. So there you go. Right here. Do it. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Again, happy holidays. Everybody have a safe Christmas. Try not to I don't know, do anything silly. But I guess fireworks is never a thing for Christmas. So
no.
Right. Yeah. So, just no eating tinsel. No eating tinsel, no foreign bodies. No $1,400 bottle caps or something. I don't know. Oh my goodness. So thank you everybody for joining us in the chat and keeping us company. Thank you so much to our beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. Thank you so much for Nita for waking up this morning and joining me today. Because like I said, the vlogs are a lot more fun when you're here. So
I'm doing my part.
There you go. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, and that brand is the farmer and the felon.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
there you go. and we're out.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.